My dad ate dinner with me every night for 2 years and never noticed my plate was always empty. When my parents separated, my mom begged me to live with her. She cried and said, "Please don't stay with your dad." But I thought dad needed me, and I didn't want to change schools or leave my friends. I thought I could handle it. I was wrong. Dad married Laura a few weeks later. She had twins, a boy and a girl. Around him, she was all smiles, laughing, acting like the perfect wife and stepmom. But the second he left the room, her mask slipped. That's when I saw the real her. Controlling, mean, and cruel. Dinner became a nightmare. Every night Dad sat at the table talking about work while Laura served him and the twins. She always placed an empty plate in front of me and whispered, "Don't say a word." If Dad noticed, he'd ask, "Why is Natasha's plate empty?" And Laura would smile sweetly and lie, "She already ate before you got home." He believed her every time. It wasn't just dinner. At school, the twins had perfect lunch boxes. Sandwiches, fruit, chips, cookies. Mine always had the same sad meal, a single piece of dry bread or a bruised apple. I'd sit in the cafeteria pretending I wasn't hungry while they showed off their snacks. My friends noticed, but I was too embarrassed to tell them what was happening. I'll never forget the pizza night. Dad sent a big box home from work. I was so happy, thinking maybe this time I'd finally eat with everyone. But Laura carried it straight into her room with the twins. Later, she handed me 2 slices of dry bread and said, "Here, this is your share." That night, when Dad asked if I liked the pizza, she smiled and said, "Natasha ate most of it before we even got a slice." My stomach hurt from hunger, but the lie hurt even more. The twins joined in too. At home, they laughed and whispered, "Dad doesn't love you." At school, they showed off their lunches while I sat alone. One night, I broke. I pushed my empty plate away and shouted, "I haven't eaten dinner here in 2 years." "She doesn't feed me, and she lies to you every night." Dad froze. Laura gasped like I had attacked her, then cried, "Why would you say something so cruel?" The twins nodded and called me a liar. For a moment, I thought maybe Dad would see the truth, but instead, he slammed his hand on the table and told me to stop. That night, I went to my room shaking, but instead of crying, I grabbed my phone and called my mom. She didn't ask questions, she didn't complain, she just said, "I'm coming." By 11 p.m., she was at the door, and I left with her. No bags, no second thoughts, just relief. Now I live with her, and for the first time in years, I feel peace. She makes sure I eat, she listens, and she reminds me I'm loved. She doesn't make me feel like I don't have a dad. She is both my mom and dad. She's everything I need. Sometimes I sit and wonder, did my dad really never notice what Laura was doing to me? Or did he notice and just choose not to care?